Hello and welcome to the Purple Blue Baggers pod. My name is Louis, your host.
And I'm Marty on special comments.
Today we're going to be reviewing another fantastic game, 6 in a row, round 16 versus West Coast over in Marvel Stadium. It's just another it was fantastic to keep up this run. What do we make of it?
Well, I felt this was a different game because Carlton went in favourites and were expected to win.
Yep.
Unlike the Essendon game, though, we came to play. And pretty much for the opening bounce, we were on top. In fact, I think we, apart from a short burst in the third and fourth quarters, we were pretty much dominant the whole way through. Probably the only frustrating thing was until the very end, we hadn't really put the score on the board when we should have. It should have been at least a 10-goal win. In the end, we almost got there with some very late goals. In the first quarter, I think it was that we really took charge and kicked 6 goals, 5 to open up a 27-point lead. So 27-point lead at first quarter is a pretty good effort.
Yeah, can't complain.
And I think it looked like we were going to go on. Just probably inaccuracy cost us in the end. We kicked 17 goals, 15, which wasn't great. But look, the good news is it is a sign with that many, with the 32 scoring shots. That just showed how dominant we actually were.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing was twice we got challenged for about a 10-minute burst in the third quarter, and then maybe similar in the fourth quarter, and I think we fought back both times. And I think this is the hallmark of the Josh Fraser era, in that when we're challenged, you're going to get challenged every single time. Most games you're going to get challenged somewhere. Particularly when you're playing a better team. But in each case, under Josh Fraser, when we've been challenged, we've fought back. That's, for me, is really significant. Sometimes there's been positional changes, sometimes some other, pivots here and there. But clearly there's a plan B, and clearly there's an ability to rally the troops.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's really kind of interesting. That's one thing I definitely took away from the overall game. Now, West Coast, look, when they play their best, they're probably competitive, but if they drop their heads, you can really get on top of them.
Yeah.
It was probably, unfortunately for us, only at the very end we kicked 4 late goals that really got on top of them.
Yeah, and as we said
on the
earlier,
scoreboard, that is, of course.
It should have been a bit more, but nonetheless, it's still a reasonable percentage boost like we wanted.
I think in the end, that's what I mean by in the end, we kind of got there with the 53 points.
Yeah.
I was probably, you don't never assume too much. You never get overconfident.
Yeah.
I was probably hoping we'd get a 10-goal victory at the start before the game, but we almost got there.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I was most pleased with that we were able to handle expectations, because this is one of the only the second match under this 6-game streak where we've gone in as favourites, and we've been able to, manage momentum and they didn't look too complacent.
Yeah, well, like I said, we were comparing with Essendon when we weren't really that switched on, and really, even at the end, we probably got a lot closer than they should have.
Yeah.
So I think when they were down by 20 points in the fourth quarter, I was thinking this is frustrating because we've been dominating these guys for ages, and we still don't seem to have put the score on the board. But yeah, the late charge did make it look a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. What are the stats between the two teams?
Some really interesting stats between the two teams. It was fascinating to look at this. Look, a massive 445 disposals, which is way above our average. Was strong in both contested and in the uncontested balls. So often we win the contested, but this time we dominated in both categories.
Over 100 differential in disposals.
142 to 114 in contested, which you'd probably expect.
That's good.
But 296 to 180.
Ooh, uncontested.
Uncontested. Now this is the hallmark a bit again of the Fraser era. We've always been good in contested, but we've ran harder in the last 6 weeks, which has meant that our uncontested performance has gone up.
Yes.
And we're seeing that steady rise. The other thing that, if you look closely, is particularly large number of handballs. So we were running in numbers and handballing it to each other quite a bit this time round. And if you look at the discrepancy in handballs, 194 handballs for us is actually quite a lot. 163 is our average.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So well above that. Now, I've noticed that quite a bit. If you look at a lot of our chains, they are involved in overlap handballs.
That really does speed up your ball movement.
So it was really smart. Look, the other thing is we won the clearances by miles. But one thing you might not have expected us to dominate in the absence of Charlie Curnow is the marks. Do you know how many marks inside 50 we had?
Oh, over 17.
We had 20. They had 4.
Wow. So not only does that prove that we're, really entering inside 50 well, we're defending it well in defensive 50 too.
Well, that's part of it, absolutely. But I think that movement inside 50, remember that was always an Achilles heel of us.
Yeah.
We never moved the ball inside 50 well. You don't get 20 marks inside 50 unless you're moving the ball well into your 50-metre line.
Yeah.
This is us looking for targets and hitting people up. That was really strong theme of the match.
Yeah.
So that was quite common. And so 20-4, contested marks overall is 13-5, and overall marks is 133-66. So we're really dominated in the air.
Yes.
As well. So the other thing I'd point out, I always take an interest in this, despite us having a lot of the ball, right? We also won the tackle count.
Yes.
So always like seeing that. That's how fierce we're playing. Including, of course, that other stat I like, the tackles inside 50.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of really good signs there in the overall stats, if you ask me.
Yes, for sure. It's very good to see. What about scoring inside 50?
Well,
above?
Yeah, so I think this was a really interesting one here. We were actually more efficient. We've become more efficient overall. And our overall inside 50s, 61-49, but efficiency inside 50, 57-42. So that was up as well.
Yeah. And disposal efficiency, remarkably better than theirs at 77 to their 71.
Yeah. So we're getting more of the ball and we're using it better.
Yeah.
Is it any wonder we're starting to win games? It's not rocket science, is it?
2 issues that we would complain about week on week when we were 1-8, and probably last year as well, and now it's finally starting to sort itself out. Isn't that great to see?
Yeah, I was really impressed. Overall, like I said, it could have been a bit tighter in front of goal, but overall, this was a really dominant performance.
Yeah. So we go on to 7 very soon, but we will give a preview later. For now, we move on to the votes.
Well, look,
there
was a lot of really good players that you could tip. And we don't want to name every player on the ground. Probably the first 3 in particular, I thought were really tight and could have gone either way.
I struggled to
in the end, I gave 5 votes to Sam Walsh.
Okay, yeah.
33 touches, so the most on the ground, but he also did it 91% efficiency. And if you went there, you couldn't have done much more than win the ball a hell of a lot and use it exceptionally well. And he did a lot of running. He was on the end of a lot of
24
passes.
uncontested possessions. Right?
That's a guy running his guts out. Really running his guts out. And we talked about the need for the team to run more, and he's really leading the way.
Yeah.
So he just pips 2 other players for me with the 5 votes. There was 2 others I thought were absolutely exceptional. Sam Walsh for me. But
5?
Yep. I might mention 4 and 3 this time. You can tell me because Paddy Cripps had 4.
Yeah.
These are the 3 I found difficult to separate. Another monster game. Got 9 out of 10 votes from the coaches.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's making a late charge at the Brownlow. I don't know if you'll be able to bridge the gap just because of the first half of the season. But 9 clearances, team high with jacket, 6 tackles, 16 contested balls. He really threw his heart and soul into it, and an incredible goal.
Yeah.
He was really everywhere. His first half in particular, I thought he really helped set up the match.
Yeah.
Really, with just how good he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone stood on his hand or something. And
Yeah,
then
I
it
didn't
look
think it
quite
was.
the
Yeah,
same.
he probably faded just the slightest bit in the second half. But hey, yeah. That maybe if he'd kept that up, he would have got the 5. But he was very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Agreed.
And the third player in my trio, I just thought was absolutely outstanding. And he's had a very, very good season, but this could have been his best game. He was close to BOG, and that's Ben Ainsworth.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He just dominated. For him to have 28 touches the way he plays, because he just has enormous impact when he picks up the ball. And you watch some of those highlights, he's in most of them.
Yeah. Piercing kicks.
He runs,
Goal
he just
assists.
hits the ball like you wouldn't believe. He picks it up cleanly. He had 415 metres gained. He had 3 goal assists. So he's given off 3 goals as well as kicked one himself.
Yeah.
You know, in that last piece, remember that passage right at the end where he just storms through the centre, sort of does this sort of 360 with the ball, which totally throws all his opponents, and hits up Wilbur, who just turned in goals from 50.
Yeah.
Like a beautiful passage that was. 8 inside 50s. I mean, this guy just was amazing. Like I said, a bit difficult for me to separate those 3.
Yeah. My 3 are the same, just different order. So I've given Ainsworth for the 5, Walsh for the 4, and Cripps for the 3.
Yeah. I would totally understand that, just with how good Ainsworth was.
It's just really inseparable between those 3. Next 2 votes I found hard because there was so many good players, but I'm interested to see what you...
I think we might vary a little bit here, just because I picked a couple of guys who really stood up in my view, and they may not have been the most obvious ones. So I just loved Taylor Burns' game.
Yeah.
He was just sensational. How he didn't get the Rising Star nomination this week, God only knows. What are they doing? Are they even watching the football? This guy, he's kicked 3 goals. They were incredible goals. That one, that goal he kicked from the boundary on the left was one of the goals. That was certainly the goal of the day.
Yeah.
And it should get close to the goal of the round. It was stunning.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Just him slotting that was incredible. But he was in the midst of everything, I just thought. And like I said, he always gives you a lot off the ball as well. I was especially pleased for him because he'd done a lot of team things which are a bit invisible. And this was the time when he got rewarded by being on the end of a few things.
Yeah.
So I was really happy for him. A guy that works really, really hard in his game. And it was a bit of a breakthrough game for me.
Yep. So he should have got the Rising Star nomination, but he didn't. I've given 2 votes to Harry Dean just because of another week, another scalp. He just keeps knocking them off. Whichever opponent he's getting, he's taking the hardest opponent with Wiedering out. So 13 disposals, 100% disposal efficiency, 9 marks, 3 intercept marks, 5 intercepts, 5 score involvements, and 6 1%ers. It's also impacting the game well too. Your 1 vote goes to?
I had Lockie Cowan. Look, again, it could have gone lots of different ways. Lockie Cowan, I don't know if his stats sheet will ever show his full impact. The way he busts through packs and the way he hits the ball and the way he repels attacks from the back line, he is becoming indispensable as a player. He's fearless, he's gutsy, he turns 50-50 contests to our advantage. He has come on in the second half of the season amazingly well.
Breakthrough.
We already knew he was good. I already knew he was good, but I think he's gone to another level.
Yeah.
And he's a big part of why we're suddenly won 6 in a row.
Yeah. Another young gun performing. 19 disposals, 9 marks, 460 metres gained, 6 score involvement, 6 rebound 50s, 6 1%ers, 6 intercepts. So quite a lot on the stats sheet this week.
Yeah. Well, it's
good
good
to
to
see.
see that being
Yeah.
recognised. Look, I do think those last two votes could have gone in a lot of different directions, but I'm pleased just to nominate someone in defence and attack that both really at their peak.
Yep. I'm gonna also give Hewitt the one vote. 26 disposals, 88% disposal efficiency, 10 score involvements, 2 goals, 4 clearances, and 5 ground balls. His 2 goals were quite timely. I think.
His 2 goals were fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic goals. Another great game from Hewitt. He's so consistent, isn't he?
Yeah, the last 3 weeks, pretty good. Okay, so that's all of the votes. Now, what we've been finding is that it's been going a little too long as we would like, going through every player. So usually I bring out, 16 players of note to talk about, but we won't go that far today. Just briefly mention sort of people. Jagger was much better.
Yeah, Jagger was
Willem
great.
Dersma.
Jagger should be right up there in the Rising Star. He would be my second place finish for the Rising Star.
Yeah.
Where it be called this week. Not because he hasn't been exceptional. He's had a stunningly good
Yeah.
debut season. Stunningly good. Only reason why he wouldn't be top is that I would be giving it to Harry Dean. Because I can't imagine anyone, I can't recall anyone who's been so good in his first year in a key position role, which is incredibly difficult, and week after week play on top forwards in the league and towel them up. And that's what Harry Dean's done. So for me, Harry Dean 1 for the Rising Star, and Jagger Smith 2 for the Rising Star.
In our
But I'm not
formals.
biased at all, am I?
No. Yeah, we
And
said...
Dersman, by the way, he was good. And he's a good player. He's a good player. He's probably my third.
Yeah. He'll be a star.
It was a good play. He'll be a star. Just third.
Yep.
Yeah.
Newman as consistent as ever with his 22 disposals. And more stats. Billy Wilson, I think he's had his best game.
Billy Wilson was great.
Yeah, 25.
25 touches for him off half back.
478 metres gained.
Yeah, he really
Scored
a lot of the attacks he helped start, and yeah, isn't he coming on as a great defender?
We've backed him early on.
Another fellow I wanted to mention, I thought Harry McCall had a great game.
Yeah, fair.
Really great game. He could have easily been in my votes. There's just too many to squeeze in the votes. But for him, he just looked really dominant. And I just love how he's off the leash now. He's kicked 3 goals, right? And that's a pretty good return. Okay. But he wasn't in the forward line the whole time. He was up the field quite a lot. He took a lot of marks.
Yep.
He dominated in the air. He was impressive. 6 marks, 3 goals, 19 touches. I mean, he wasn't anything like that amount of disposals before. So he's having a lot more impact all over the ground, and he's becoming a target much further up the ground too.
Yes, very good to see. So many we could talk about. I'll say Nick Haynes also, just to rock down back again. Akers as well, performing. He's not losing his spot anytime soon.
Another guy I wanted a bit of a shout out to is Will Hayward. Was great again.
Just about to do him, 6 score involvements, 89% disposal efficiency, 4 inside 50s. There's that one very cool goal. Frank the Tank.
Frank was great.
2 goals, 17 disposals.
Could have had 1 or 2 more, but still very, very good.
Florent, consistent as always, great recruit. Gov, 2 goals. Dirksen as well, pretty strong down back.
Dirksen was great.
Who else?
Just on Dirksen, he seems to be growing in confidence every game. And so he's a bit of an advertisement for why you actually need a few games in a row. I think he's starting to become more attacking as well.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen that as much for him. It's a confidence thing. So, of course, we want Wiedering back. He's a superstar. But Dirksen's doing all right. He's doing quite well.
Plenty of depth, and we've been crying out for this for ages, and boy, oh boy, it's great to see. Finally, I will we got... did we say Nick Haynes? Yes, we did.
Yeah, no, big fan of Haynes. He's
Oh,
great.
that'll do us. Okay. Plenty of players to note.
Can't
Great.
do everyone on the field.
Yeah, great all-round team performance. Midfielders standing up. Forward line getting plenty of goals. Back line rock solid. So, yeah, marvellous. Will we move on to round, is it 17 now versus Richmond?
It's kind of a bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going very fast. So for 7 in a row, can't afford to be complacent again. We know from history, certainly not to be complacent against Richmond. We'll see how they go.
Yeah, okay. We should be beating Richmond. Clearly should be beating Richmond quite easily. But you can't take anything for granted.
Yeah,
I think. And yeah, they've got a young team, but they've still got talent, even though they've got some injuries as well. So I think we've got to approach this a bit similar to West Coast. If we're a bit complacent, if we're not quite on song, then they'll get us. And of course, who can forget that we just stumbled over the line against Richmond earlier this year? We should be putting a big distance between us this time.
We should also need to manage expectations again. It's one of those types of games. So how we fare with that, I don't know. Hopefully it goes all good. What we need to do is focus on the process, not the outcome. So do the little things right, what we've been doing well, contested, uncontested possessions, running as we always talk about, tackles, just real fundamentals that have been bringing this team alive over the last 6 weeks.
That's right.
I think the scoreboard pressure will take care of itself if you start, putting the work on. Yeah,
I expect Richmond, to be throwing themselves at, it's a bit of a rivalry, as you know, long-term rivalry between the two clubs. So expect them to come out hard. There should be a decent crowd at the G.
Yeah.
Yeah, I expect that. But I would expect that we should win the midfield battle quite strongly. And I think our defence should hold up well against the Tigers forwards. And I would think that we'll be kicking enough goals for a win. I'd like to see us get over 100 points. We only got the first time in round 16 just then.
Yep.
I'd like to see us repeat that dose against Richmond. Be nice to get something like somewhere around a 10-goal victory.
Yeah.
Because you can't be complacent at all.
Yeah.
So let's go do all the fundamentals right, as you talked about. And that's one thing Fraser talks about all the time. Getting the process right, getting the fundamentals right, doing what you set out to do, and then the results will come.
Yeah. I completely agree.
If you look at us on the ladder, we've still got a bit of work to do to improve our percentage. So we're at 95.6. So that's lower. We're at 12. That's lower than 10, 11, 13, 14 and 15. We're at 12. So it's a bit of a reminder that, not that Collingwood matters because they've had a draw, but there's a bit of an opportunity here, I think.
Yeah.
And to fine-tune things, because I think the draw gets a little bit harder.
Yeah.
After this one.
We'll know for the real deal come Hawthorn game.
I think that's looming as the big one, I think.
Yeah, a real litmus test. But we'll tune into that.
But can't get ahead of yourself. We've got to beat this mob first.
Got to win the games we should be winning.
Yeah.
Predictions.
I'm predicting an 8-goal victory.
Yeah.
To the Blues this time.
So 48 points.
48 points.
Yep, that's decent.
Well, if we can knock off Eagles by 53, we
Yeah.
expect that. So, and like I said, we really want to fine-tune things, because after that comes Hawthorn, Collingwood, Suns and Lions.
Yep.
Saints, Dogs and Dockers. So you're not talking about not many easy beats after this.
No. I'm going to say 10-goal win.
Yeah, you're even more ambitious.
I just saw a lot to like in the West Coast game, so I'm sure we can probably replicate it against them.
I'm looking forward to the match. It should be a good one.
Be better. Please do not stuff this up. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe as always. Follow us on Instagram at Perth Blue Baggers Pod and Carlton Flaggers. And we'll see you all next week. Up the Baggers.
Go on the Blues.